Let's go to the late games. The
Let's.
late window is awesome, by the way, this week. 7 p.m. ESPN, Alabama 7-1, a 13.5-point favorite on the road at night in Death Valley against your 6-2 LSU Tigers. And number 10 LSU Tigers. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Getting a lot of love from the playoff committee. This is a big game. Look, LSU has slowly climbed that ladder over the last month or so. It's taken a minute for Jayden Daniels to set in, to feel like he's won with the offense, I guess, but it does feel like there is real momentum on that LSU side. This is a challenge as well for Alabama. Look, we didn't see it maybe at the beginning of the year. We didn't know what to expect from LSU, but being so, Alabama's shown vulnerability. They've got a loss. They're going up against a team that seems to be trending in a good direction. This seems like a real challenge to me. So I am intrigued by this game. This will be my volume game, even though Notre Dame's got the big one against Clemson at home. The Bama LSU game's got to be the volume game for me. It just has to be, because I just think I'm so excited about this game. Do you have a lean here? This is a big point spread.
Yeah, it's a huge spread. I'm actually almost leaning into it because it's so surprisingly robust.
Really?
I'm leaning into it. I am impressed by what LSU has done at times. I don't know if I fully trust this line. I don't fully trust that line against this matchup. I think what Alabama was against Tennessee is not who Alabama is as a program right now. I think they have improved. I don't love the Alabama offense. I don't like either offensive line in this game. But in terms of home run ability, I'm still in on Alabama. I'm still in on an increasingly healthy Bryce Young, an ability to win in multiple ways, and the Tennessee result still scares me. I think Ole Miss may have been a touch overrated as a complete team when they played against LSU, and I think Alabama is just going to be a more pronounced version of what Ole Miss was against A&M. All these teams that are just going to go straight at LSU. I think I'm still in on Alabama by a couple touchdowns here and barely covering this spread. I hate the pick, but there is something that I don't fully trust about Brian Kelly. That Tennessee result scares me, Ty. That we talk about having something in them, the way that Oklahoma State had losing a game 48-0 to Kansas State. That to me is a worrisome data point, that they had that kind of loss in them. 40-13, 41-13, something like that.
40-13.
And that was in Baton Rouge. Everybody's always up for Alabama. I get the back and forth nature of this game and what it is usually. I'm going Alabama here to actually win comfortably.
Yeah, wow. Big number. I was surprised when I saw 13.5. That definitely made me sit back in my chair a little bit. The Jayden Daniels story is something that I think is really, well, first off, it's been one of the better stories in college football all year. Jayden Daniels, a transfer from Arizona State. He's a revelation, right? Takes him a little bit to get going, but now he's got a 12-1 touchdown to interception ratio. He's the team's leading rusher.
Yeah.
Clearly the threat of his legs makes his arm more dangerous, right? And so that being what it is, has already been, I think, a huge dub for Brian Kelly, for the LSU program, to get some stability at quarterback. They haven't had that in a while.
Totally.
So to have that in and of itself is a big deal. I don't know, but I think a lot about what he does against a team like an Alabama. And it worries me that as Jayden Daniels goes, so does LSU. I worry about teams playing against better teams.
And he's been beat up this year a little bit. We saw him come out of, was it the Auburn game, with stiffness and he couldn't move his leg? Like, it's just, there are little things.
I worry about the one-man army.
Yeah.
A lot, especially against a team like an Alabama. Often when you've got the dual threat guys, the burden falls on the opposing linebackers to keep them in check. And I don't think that's an issue for Alabama either. They're very good there. So where Alabama's gotten into trouble in the past is when they've got the combination of the dual threat guy who can run, which Jayden Daniels can, with the deep passing threat, which LSU doesn't have.
Consistently, yeah.
Consistently. Homie don't play that this year for LSU. They're getting better. They have built more of a rapport with the wide receivers as the season's gone on.
Yeah, the last few weeks they've definitely been better.
But on the whole, LSU 115th nationally in my favorite stat, air yards per pass.
Okay.
They're just not an explosive passing team. Getting better, but that is not their calling card. My sense here is that Jahmyr Gibbs goes off. And he goes off enough for the Alabama offense that it sets up stuff downfield for Bryce Young. It'll be interesting to see if LSU blitzes him at all to try and upset his timing. Currently, they do not blitz much, and I don't know if that's a formula for beating Bryce Young. It doesn't seem anybody can blitz Bryce Young and get him.
Right.
He's just good at avoiding the pressure. But it is certainly not a winning formula to sit back to play zone and let the reigning Heisman winner pick you apart.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I worry about because they haven't been great at blitzing, taking down opposing quarterbacks. What happens in a game like this against Bryce Young where there's a running game that you got to worry about, and then on top of it, you've got Houdini back there who can dance around in the pocket and find guys who are open. I'm with you. I think this is a hallmark Alabama boat race. Not a blowout,
Right.
but a boat race in that they get up by a little and then by a little more and then gradually pull away.
Crock-potting of sorts, yeah.
Yeah, a mini crock potting, maybe on low.
See, I've always thought boat race was, they're up 28-0 midway through the second quarter, right? That it's pretty quick, that they're out way ahead in the horizon.
I guess it depends on the boat, right?
Depends on the boat, yeah.